She blew out her birthday candles, and before the smoke disappeared, the war took everything. Natalia is a young Jewish girl in Ukraine, safe inside her home as her parents surprise her with a birthday dinner. 2 cakes, so many candles they turn the kitchen into warm light. Natalia closes her eyes and wishes her family will be the most unique family in Ukraine's Jewish community. She laughs, takes a bite of chocolate, and for a moment, everything feels perfect. Then the sirens begin. They rise across the country like a warning that will not stop. Outside, the night turns violent. Houses burn. Ballistic missiles fall over the land. Natalia's parents do not hesitate. They pull her close, rush her into her father's car, and drive through a city that no longer feels like home. Natalia cries in the back seat, shaking with fear. Her mother wraps her arms around her and speaks calmly, as if calm can hold the world together. She tells Natalia she must catch a plane and go to Israel. She must live. She must keep going, even if it means leaving everything behind. Natalia doesn't want to go, but she forces herself to understand. She hugs her mother tight and whispers that she gets it. At the airport, Natalia runs as fast as she can. She makes it onto the plane just in time. Far behind her, Russian soldiers are already searching the roads for Ukrainians to disappear. Up in the air, Natalia sits among strangers who all look the same in the dim cabin light. Fearful, quiet, holding their breath as if breathing too loudly might snap the last thread connecting them to the people they left behind. And then the soldiers find the car. They catch her parents. When Natalia arrives in Israel, a young boy from the flight asks her where his parents are. Natalia doesn't look away. She takes his hand and helps him search. They walk through crowds, through noise, through the blur of arrival, until they pass a falafel shop and the boy freezes. His parents are there. In an instant, they are together, hugging so tightly it looks like they might never let go. The child cries tears of joy, then turns back to Natalia, thanks her, and tells her she is blessed for this act of kindness. Later, near the Tel Aviv beach, the sea air brushes her face like a new beginning. She spots a boy sitting on a bench, playing guitar with the kind of focus that makes the world go quiet around him. She asks his name. He says he is Emmanuel Cohen, a famous singer and DJ. Natalia smiles, pulled in by the music more than the words. They talk about their journeys, the things they lost, and the things they still refuse to lose inside themselves. Emmanuel invites her to a small concert he's playing that night. Natalia agrees, grateful for a new friend in a foreign country. That night, Natalia steps into the concert and feels sound fill the empty places inside her. The atmosphere is vibrant. The music is uplifting. For the first time since the sirens, she feels a sense of belonging. Emmanuel dedicates a song to her, honoring the courage it took to start over with nothing but a heartbeat and a memory. In the days that follow, Natalia stays in touch with Emmanuel and finds a supportive community. Slowly, Israel becomes more than a place she was sent to. It becomes a place where her dreams can still breathe. The film ends with Natalia sitting on the beach at sunset, writing a letter to her parents. She writes about her new life, her new friends, and her promise to stay strong until she can reunite with them. She remembers the candles, the cakes, the warmth of her home, and the wish she made for uniqueness. Now she understands what that wish truly cost. Natalia looks out at the horizon, her heart steady with hope and determination, and writes, "Dear Mom and Dad, I miss you every day. Israel is beautiful, and I've made friends who feel like family. I promise to stay strong and keep our dreams alive. I hope to see you soon." She closes her notebook as the sun disappears into the waves, carrying one truth with her into the dark. The war stole her birthday night, but it did not steal her future. Back in Ukraine, after Natalia's mom and dad are captured by Russian forces, they are thrown with many other Ukrainian civilians and soldiers out of a van. One old man called Grigory tries to run. A Russian soldier aims his gun, waits a few seconds, and shoots him. Grigory falls hard, the sound of his last breath swallowed by the ruined street. The captives are driven into an old, abandoned 4-story building. A soldier tells them calmly it is a torture chamber, approved under President Putin's authority. Natalia's mom cries. Her dad holds her close and whispers, not to worry. But when a Russian officer steps too close, he pulls a gun and shoots him. Every Russian weapon snaps toward Natalia's father. Then the door opens, and Colonel Dmitry Yaminov appears. With cold amusement, he says it is a waste to spend munitions if an enemy does not feel pain and learn his lesson. He orders the captives pushed into dark rooms and warns his troops to use electric tasers on anyone too slow, too dumb, or anyone who even thinks about resisting Russian authority. They are forced up the stairs, and even before the next door opens, they hear a child screaming behind it. One soldier laughs and says mercy and humanity will be the last things they ever experience here. Natalia's parents are shoved into a room beside a bleeding teenage girl and a handicapped man in a wheelchair. 2 soldiers dump him out of it like garbage. He is placed on a bed, and the mattress immediately soaks into a layer of blood. Yaminov storms in holding a taser. He asks the old man why he is so weak. The man cries that it is not his fault. Yaminov's face hardens, and he presses the taser into the man's throat. In less than half a minute, the room goes still. The teenage girl trembles and says it is not fair, that the dead man was her good-hearted uncle, a survivor of World War II. Yaminov steps closer and asks if she wants to mess with a Russian commander. Then he turns to Natalia's parents, his eyes promising what his words do not need to. He says he knows they are planning to escape Russian occupation and terror. If he sees them running or missing even for a second, he will kill them and contact Iranian terrorists to brutally kill their daughter, now in Israel. He demands Natalia's father say he understands. The father nods, swallowing the anger so it will not get them killed. Later, the father manages to phone Natalia. He asks if she is okay. Natalia asks if he is okay. He tries to calm her, saying only minor issues are happening to him and to her mother. Natalia's mother, a trained paramedic, begins trying to bandage injured inmates, but soldiers storm in and force hammers and knives into people's hands. Whoever receives a bandage is tortured more ruthlessly than those left bleeding with no help at all. As if kindness itself is a crime they need to punish. Night comes. A scream tears through the building. Natalia's mother jolts awake, shaking. Her husband is awake too. He grabs her hand, and together they climb down the building carefully, step by step, escaping into the darkness without the Russians noticing. They reach an abandoned shelter in a nearby building and hide in the basement. The mother calls Natalia, her voice breaking. She apologizes for not surviving for her, begs her to live happily, and promises the war in Ukraine will end. Then footsteps. Yaminov enters the basement and shoots Natalia's mother. He laughs and points his gun at Natalia's father, asking if he has any last words. Natalia's father says, Israel high, and throws a grenade. The blast ends him and ends Yaminov. In Israel, Natalia returns to her aunt's house late at night after she and Emmanuel have been at a nightclub again. Her aunt demands to know why she came home so late. Natalia answers that she was with her true love. Her aunt begins to cry, slowly, painfully, and tells her the news. Her parents are dead for the good of mankind, for Ukraine to be saved from terrible suffering. They watch the broadcast together, and when the screen shows the Ukrainian man throwing the grenade at the Russian aggressor, Natalia's whole body shakes. She stares at the image, and through her tears she whispers, "Goodbye, Father." And in that moment, Natalia understands the war took her past, but it left her something dangerous and unstoppable, a reason to live and a promise to never forget. The days following the news of her parents' deaths felt like an endless blur of gray to Natalia. Her chest ached with an emptiness that seemed impossible to fill. Yet, in the quietest, darkest moments, Emmanuel was there. He didn't push her to heal quickly. Instead, he sat with her in her grief, playing soft melodies on his guitar, his voice acting as an anchor in the storm of her displacement. As October approached, their bond grew from a fragile connection into a deep, consuming love. They became inseparable, finding a shared sanctuary in the vibrant energy of Israel. They spent golden afternoons walking along the Tel Aviv coastline, the Mediterranean breeze carrying the echo of their laughter. And Emmanuel would frequently bring Natalia along to his DJ gigs, holding her hand behind the booth as the music pulsed through the crowd. For a brief moment, Natalia felt safe, believing that she had finally found a home where the horrors of war couldn't reach her. On the afternoon of October 6th, Emmanuel was packing his audio gear into his car. He had been booked to perform an early morning set at an outdoor music festival located in a peaceful forest clearing in the south of Israel. "I wish you were coming with me," Emmanuel said, pulling Natalia into a warm embrace and kissing her forehead. "But you need your rest. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon, and we'll spend the whole Sunday together. I promise." "Be careful," Natalia whispered, holding on to him a little longer than usual, an unexplainable weight pressing down on her heart. "Always," he smiled, flashing the bright, reassuring grin she had fallen in love with. "I love you." Unbeknownst to the thousands of young people gathering under the forest canopy to dance, a catastrophic storm was brewing just across the border. Within the strategic command of Hamas, a militant named Yahya Majid was finalizing the logistics of a highly coordinated, multi-pronged assault. Majid was not merely a tactical commander, he was a psychological warfare strategist. His role in the organization's plans went far beyond the physical breach of borders. Majid's objective was total and absolute. He sought to orchestrate a massacre so brutal it would terrorize every citizen within Israel. But his true calculations lay in the aftermath. He engineered the plan to utilize global social media platforms as weapons, aiming to weaponize the world's existing geopolitical fault lines. His goal was to twist the narrative so entirely that the international community would turn its back on Jewish blood, isolating Israel completely on the global stage and transforming raw terror into a twisted symbol of resistance. The morning of October 7th did not begin with the gentle hum of the Mediterranean, but with the terrifying, rhythmic thud of interceptions. Sirens wailed across Israel, a piercing, relentless sound that triggered Natalia's deeply buried trauma from Ukraine. She bolted upright in bed, her heart hammering against her ribs. Panicked, she grabbed her phone. It was 7:15 a.m. She immediately dialed Emmanuel's number, but it rang through to voicemail. "Hey, it's Emmanuel. Leave a message after the beep." She hung up and tried again, and again. Nothing. She opened her social media apps, desperately searching for news about the Forest Festival. What she found was a descent into a living nightmare. The internet was flooding with chaotic, real-time footage of the assault. Then, her screen loaded a video that made the blood run cold in her veins. It was a highly shared viral post on Instagram. The camera shook, capturing the dust, the gunfire, and the screams of fleeing festival-goers. In the center of the frame, she saw him. It was Emmanuel. He was being violently ambushed and captured by armed militants. The video cut brutally, but the caption and subsequent confirmations in the upload circle left no room for hope. Emmanuel had been killed. Natalia dropped her phone onto the bed, a breathless, choked scream escaping her throat. She collapsed inward, clutching her stomach as the reality of losing the only person who had saved her from despair shattered her world. When she finally forced herself to pick up the phone again, her tear-blurred eyes drifted to the comments section beneath the announcement of the massacre. She expected a wave of international condemnation, global grief, or basic human empathy. Instead, what she saw was a chilling display of geopolitical desensitization. The digital world had reacted exactly as Yahya Majid had calculated. Thousands of comments from users across Europe and Western nations flooded the post, completely devoid of mercy. "We are not anti-Semitic, we are anti-Israel. This is just geopolitics playing out," read a comment from a university student in London, gaining thousands of likes. "Humanity goes against the occupation of lands. What do you expect when people are pushed to the brink? No sympathy," wrote a user from France. "No Israelis deserve sympathy, no matter what happens to them. They are all part of the machine," asserted another from Germany. There were endless rows of clapping emojis, Palestinian flags, and intellectualized justifications for the slaughter of teenagers and musicians. Natalia wept, the weight of the collective apathy pressing down on her chest like a physical stone. She realized with a sickening clarity that the sophisticated terror propaganda had successfully brainwashed a vast portion of Europe. It had reached a terrifying point of no return, where hatred was masked as social justice, and where former global allies had turned into traitors, comfortably shaming the victims from behind their keyboards. The shared humanity she thought existed across the borders of the civilized world had vanished. Through her cascading tears, Natalia looked away from the toxic glow of the screen, unable to bear the malice of the comments any longer. Her eyes wandered across Emmanuel's room, landing on his desk where his notebook and lyrics lay scattered. Next to his keyboard sat a physical, printed photograph. She picked it up with a trembling hand. It was a picture she had taken of him just 2 weeks ago on the Tel Aviv beach. He was sitting on a wooden bench, his guitar resting against his knee, looking directly into the lens with a look of pure, unadulterated peace. Natalia turned the photo over. In his messy, artistic handwriting, Emmanuel had penned a note to her on the day they had marked 1 month together. "Natalia, the world can be an incredibly loud, dark, and angry place. People will forget how to feel. But our music, our life, and our history cannot be defined by their anger. Promise me that no matter what comes our way, we will always choose to spread the only legacy that matters. Spread love. It's the only thing they can't take away from us." Holding the photograph tightly against her chest, Natalia let out a long, shuddering breath. The world outside was drowning in hostility, and the digital spaces were burning with hate. But looking at Emmanuel's smile, she wiped her tears away, a quiet, fierce determination settling into her spirit. She would not let his voice be silenced by their cruelty. She would carry his strength, and she would make sure his legacy of love outlived the hatred of those who sought to destroy them.